Best of good days to you. Have you ever let fears block your opportunities for growth? Thank you. And would you like to break through those fears to rebuild your confidence in your life? Thank you. Well, then you're in the right place. I am Dr. Zaid Abdul-Karim, known as Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. And I'm going to share with you some simple steps that you can take to break through those fears and increase your life. But before we get started, would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself? Thank you. You see, I believe I'm a lot like you. I'm a family man, got children, got grandchildren. I've been blessed to commit myself to a career, and mine is teaching, training, and coaching, helping people to transform their lives and businesses. And I've helped thousands of people over the years. Went back to school at 42 years old to complete my doctorate degree. And I've worked at some major consulting firms. I've taught graduate school at Johns Hopkins University and other places. Even have a small business, coaching and training. Authored 7 books on happiness and self-leadership, one of which was an Amazon #1 bestseller. But I got to tell you, my friends, it hasn't always been this way. You see, I grew up in Washington, D.C., and I had a rocky road coming up. I learned a lot of judgment and pain in school and at home. And when I was 14 years old, I got cut from the high school basketball team as a freshman. It was devastating to me because basketball was all I had. And my confidence began to plummet. So I started drinking, smoking, and taking drugs to deal with the pain and the rejection. I was only 14 years old. A very troubled teenager. And for the next 6 years, I was on the road to self-destruction. Yeah. The mental and emotional pain led me to behaviors that were destroying my body and my mind. Have you ever been there? Thank you. I programmed myself to fail. Broken at 17 years old. And I knew then that I was either going to jail or I was going to be dead. I was at Penn State University my last 2 years of college. And I remember that day I got that report card. It said 2.0, cumulative grade point average. And I looked at that thing and I said, man, you are about to flunk out of school. You are messing up your life. And I knew I was failing my parents. But more importantly, I was failing myself. And I didn't know what to do. I had come face to face with the pain of failure. Have you ever experienced the pain of failure? Thank you. Most of us do at some point. But it seems that we've got to face our fears in order to reach our power and more of our potential as human beings. That power that's inside of you for greatness. It seems that it's housed inside of the pain. That power that we have, the power to grow, the power to heal yourself, the power to renew your life. It's all inside. With every difficulty, there's a relief or an ease that's inside of the difficulty. With the lessons, the opportunities to grow out of it. And I believe that we've got to learn how to see more than what we're looking at. Yeah. See the relief and the ease inside of the pain and difficulty. Lastly, at Penn State, I can remember sitting on the bed. I was soul searching. And I asked myself these questions. What is the purpose of your life? Why are you here? There's got to be more to life than basketball, parties, and girls. And the funny thing is, when you ask different questions, you get different answers. And those questions changed my life. Yes, the answers came, but the breakthrough was in the questions. Yes. Because they led me to new thoughts and new feelings and new actions that caused me to get on the path to succeed. Can you see it? Thank you. And I want to encourage you to ask different questions. Ask some empowering questions. Here are 4 you could start with. What is your new goal now in your life? The thing that's important that will transform your life. Be very clear and specific and measurable about that goal. And then what is the new attitude that's required to support your goal? What is required to improve your work ethic? And where are your mentors to help you grow? How will you reach them? Can you see how these questions can change your life? Answering them and taking the actions? Yes. Thank you. So starting with these questions, you can break through and begin to rebuild your confidence by taking focused action every day. And with every little step you take, your confidence will grow. Your energy will grow. Yes. And you'll reach your goals, and you will have changed your life forever. Well, some might be skeptical that a few questions can do all of this. All I can say is it happened to me, and I believe it can happen for you too. But first, we got to understand what confidence is. It's trust. Confidence is faith in yourself and your own human power for excellence. That nature that's been put inside of you by the Creator to be excellent. It's always there. It's just sometimes we have to make choices to be outside of that nature so that we can learn the lessons that we need to learn in order to become. Yes. So one step from the great Arthur Ashe, the first Black to win a major tennis tournament, he said that the key to self-confidence is preparation. A friend of mine, Andrew Morrison, who was small business coach extraordinaire, he said that feeling confident speaks to your wholeness. And the truth is, you can be whole. You can be whole in an instant once you realize that everything you need is already inside of you. Everything that you need, you already have it. It's inside of you. You're not trying to add something to you. You're trying to release what's already there in that nature to be human and to be excellent. Yes. So break through the fears and release your confidence. And you really can retrain your thoughts and your feelings and your behaviors to a new identity Identity is key. But you see, what happens is there's a status quo formula that most of us have been conditioned and programmed to fall into. And it starts with these false, basic concepts. It starts with ideas that are not true. See, by the time we're 7, between 0 and 7 years old, we are programmed with all types of ideas. Conditioned. Isn't it true that we're programmed and conditioned? Yes, thank you. Families, teachers, friends at school, television, music, the news, social media, all of these are programs. And there's so much indecency, immorality, and falsehood inside of these programs. And so as a result, the hearts and the minds are corrupted. And people become diseased with ideas that they think they're not good enough, or that they can't do it, or they don't deserve better. Or they make excuses. They say they're too young or too old, or they don't have enough money. All of these things are false. It's not the true reality. Scarcity is not the truth. Abundance is the truth. Just look around you. So these ideas have put limitations on the possibilities and potentials. And as a result, they put people in this sunken place. I call it the sunken place. Did you remember? Did you see that movie, Get Out? Get out! Remember the black man, he was hypnotized by the false social and cultural influences, and he sunk to a place where he couldn't even move. Yeah. And of course, that could happen to anybody. And that sunken place leads to confusion and asking negative questions. Like people say, whoa, what's wrong with me? And why does this always happen to me? Garbage in, garbage out, right? Negativity in, negativity out. Then that leads to more fear. And you know, fear is an acronym. It means false evidence appearing real. And it has two components. The first is it's future oriented. It's not something that's happening now. If it did happen, it would happen in the future. And the second, that is made up in your own mind. It's not even true. And they say 92% of what we fear is not even going to happen anyway. And then that fear causes a knee-jerk reaction. And now we find ourselves back to the false ideas, and it's this endless cycle of negativity. And then what does that do to your potential as a human being? Or my potential, or anybody's potential? Don't you see in the diagram that it snuffs it out? That it limits it? Yes. And if you've been there like I have, then you know we've got to change it, right? Here's the choice. Choice that you and I have every moment. You see, you can continue to define yourself by the memories of the past and be stuck in that old model, or you can begin to identify yourself by a vision of the future that you want to create. As a human being, you've been given the power to create your own life. And you've done it so far, but what's going forward is better. The future is better for you. And the best time for a breakthrough is when there is dissatisfaction and pain. That's when the real transformation begins. And now is your time to break through. And I'm going to show you how right now. This is the breakthrough model. It starts at the bottom with these truthful ideas, truthful thoughts. See, you've got to become consciously aware of those false ideas that you've been living by, that have been sabotaging you. Because self-awareness is the key to freedom. And once you're there, write those negative beliefs down and then change them to truthful ideas and truthful beliefs about yourself. That you are good enough. that you do deserve better, that you can do it because you can. And when you write those new beliefs down, look for the evidence in your life that shows that they're true. The truth is you are good enough. You have plenty of evidence that shows that you have been good enough in your family, at your work, in your community. Let's think on the truth, not the falsehood. And then our energy will go up just like it's going up now. And you'll have more clarity in your life and start asking better questions. Because I learned back there at Penn State that when you ask different questions, you get a different answer. But more importantly, I learned that the quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your questions. Dealing with the truth, the higher energy, the clarity, the better questions, then trust the process. Trust that there's a source, there's spirit, there's the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is here to support you. We just have to get in line, get in the jet stream. And that's what this model will help you do. Can you see it? Yes. So let's recap. Actually, it's 5 steps to breakthrough. First one, have the courage to decide on new concepts, new beliefs, as we just talked about. Second, write that list of new empowering beliefs. Look for the evidence that shows that you are capable, that you are a winner, and that you can do it. And then read that list out loud every day. You got to reprogram it, put it in. You see? Because whatever we focus our attention on is what's going to show up in our lives. We want the breakthrough. Yes. And ask those positive, empowering questions. Open-ended questions. You'll be amazed how Spirit will respond to you and bring you the answers that you're looking for. And make this a ritual. And read the signs and respond to them with daily actions consistently. And you will break through your fears and increase your confidence in your life. Thank you. And if you like this teaching, then I want to invite you to opt in to my website here, drzhappiness.com/contact. I'll send you more of this type of teaching, videos and articles. And if you really want to make a change, I encourage you to make an investment of $10 to get one of the ebooks on the site here. And if you do invest $10 in yourself, then I promise I'll give you a free 30-minute coaching call. It's worth $250. So you're going to get $260 worth of value for only $10. And I promise I'll give you some value. You'll see where you might be stuck, but also some exercise inspire you to move forward to your destination. And so I thank you. I love you. And may God continue to bless you. Breakthrough!